Okay, here are some of the caveats before we actually get started. Okay, the first things is you having the proper gear for whatever you're gathering, and using Avalonian tools when you're gathering inside safe zones. And the proper gear would be a full set of gathering gear anywhere you're gathering, right? Because it would increase your gathering rate by 50% with just the gathering gear, and the Avalonian tool would add about 50%, depending on like what quality you're using, what tier. Okay, not quality. Quality doesn't matter, but tier matters, and it's depending on what tier you have equipped. The second thing is that the respawn timers on nodes are lower on like lower tier stuff, so that would also be taken into account in this video, as well as the speed it takes while gathering the higher tier stuff, which would make it so the lower tier stuff is more efficient while gathering for fame, right? Because this isn't about like this is really good for money. It's not about that. It's just the most effective for getting fame for gathering. Okay, because in the early levels, it doesn't matter how much money you make, because it's about getting to tier 8 as fast as possible to maximize your money. Because at like tier 6, you're making like a 200k per hour, but once you hit tier 8, right, you can make over $1 million per hour just gathering blue zone. Okay, you could make more money if you everything is like tier 6, right? And you got Avalonian roads, you find a 6.3 aspect kill it gathering. Sure, you make more money there, but you know, doesn't matter. It's about consistency. It's about like in general. Oh look, you got lucky this one time. Good for you, but it's about consistency for everybody who's actually gathering, right? So like, but I found a 6.3 aspect that I gathered and I got to tier 7 instantly. Like, that's besides the point. I'll also be taking into account that safer zones have like a little bonus to them, because you pay less attention and you could just like watch shows or something while gathering in the safe zones and not pay attention, okay, much while gathering inside safe zones. Whereas in black zone or something, you gotta pay attention at all times, right? So that will be taken into account while I'm ranking these, okay? Those are the caveats to what I'm saying, right? And some bonus tips for all this are that you should be gathering inside the 25% bonus fame or gathering rate, because those gathering rates actually increase the amount of fame you get while gathering. Tier 4 blue zone is one of the better gatherings because it's safe, and because it's lower tier, you're able to gather stuff really quickly. So even if you're just starting out and you only have tier 3 gear, you could, well, a tier 3 tool, right? You could gather the stuff there and you could quickly get to tier 4, right? And gather there, it's going to be safe, it's easy, and with the higher tier stuff, you could gather stuff even faster. So it's really safe, effective. You could get from tier 4 to tier 8 in roughly 18 hours if you do go only the tier 4 blue zone. Okay, this is my general estimate. Okay, I'm going to be giving an estimate for all of them, right? This isn't like surefire, we're going to be this much. This is just based on the percentages I was keeping track of while gathering, right? I mean, to finish up me maxing out this tier, I did go back to the blue zone, the tier 4 blue zone, because I got murdered in the black zone and decided, you know, I don't want to die again, so I just went back there and finished maxing out my gathering for lumber. That is why tier 4 blue zone is going inside A tier. It's fast, it's safe, and it's pretty good, but it's not the best. It's by far not the best. Okay? Tier 5 blue zone is essentially tier 4 blue zone, but just worse for fame farming, gathering, leveling up gathering, because it's just slower to gather tier 5 stuff, and tier 5 nodes are respawn lower, so you get less from tier 5 nodes. So you get less fame over time, and you'll be able to notice quickly. But it's also safe. You can faction flag in the blue and yellow zones. You should always be flagged in blue and yellow zones. Just remember that. Always be flagged because you get the faction points, and faction points can be used for money and fame. And yeah, or make sure to be faction flagged. And being faction flagged would actually increase the rate you're getting bonus materials, like baby drops if you're skinning. Okay. It matters more if you're skinning because you want the baby drops. Increase the baby drops by some amount, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it's just slower than the Tier 4 Blue Zone. You probably max out via this method in 22 hours. Yep, Tier 5 Blue Zone is going in B tier. Tier 5 Yellow Zone is more or less the same as Tier 5 Blue Zone, but everything's more condensed, and you can be attacked by flagged up players that are flagged for PvP if you're not faction flagged. If you're faction flagged, there is no problem, so be faction flagged. And you'd be relatively safe. There's no real problem getting knocked down. You pay like 20k up to like 30k, 300k, depending on how high tier your gear is. Tier 5 Yellow Zone is just better Tier 5 Blue Zone, so I'm just putting it inside B tier right ahead of the Blue Zone. It's slightly better. I'll say you probably go from Tier 4 to Tier 8 in 21 hours. Now, Tier 6 Yellow Zone is not good. It's due to it being Tier 6, you gather less stuff early on, right? So it's just slower in general, and plus the nodes respawn slower. You're going to be gathering less spots, right? Because you have to wait for them to respawn. And people are going to be camping the Tier 6 stuff, so you probably won't be able to gather that. In turn, it's just slower than everything so far, and it's not good, even with full set with Avalonian tool and gathering gear. I don't recommend it. Okay, and that is why it's going inside C tier. I would assume you'll be able to max it out in about 32 hours or so if you were gathering the Tier 6 Yellow Zone. Tier 6 Red Zone is actually not that bad, okay, for leveling up if you want to get ganked and want it to be slow. It's like I said, like with almost all the other ones, it's essentially Tier 6 Yellow Zone, but dangerous, right? And slow to gather because you don't get bonus fame like the Black Zones, right? So, and you could get ganked. It's safer than the Black Zones to an extent. There are more people in the Red Zones than the Black Zones due to the Black Zones being more spread out compared to the Red Zones. The Tier 6 Red Zone will let you gather faster than Tier 6 Yellow Zone, but it's more dangerous. You probably take you 2 hours less than the Tier 6 Yellow Zone, so it's just not worth it. And that's why it's D tier, not good. Okay, just don't go there. Don't recommend it. Next up is T7 Red Zone. Tier 7 Red Zone is all the problems Red Zone has, like the Tier 6 Red Zone. But the real problem with Tier 6 Red Zone, Tier 7 Red Zone, is that it's worse. Just worse because it's Tier 7. You're trying to level up, you're not trying to get money, and it's so slow to gather, and you have to find them. Everything's much more spread out because they're higher tiers. The higher tier zone, the more spread out the stuff tends to be, right? And due to the stuff being more spread out, less dense, it's just slower to find stuff, okay? And it'll probably take you like 50 to 60 hours to max out your gathering to gather here. Just don't do it. Not worth it. And that's why it's going in F tier. Bottom so far, it's the worst one. Don't do it. Please just don't do it. Not worth it. Don't try fame from here. Maybe try to make money here, but not fame. Okay? Just out. Not here. Please. The Mist. The Mist isn't that bad if you don't really think that hard about it, right? Because if you think harder about it, it's take a while because everything's spread out right between everything, and the lowest tier for Black Zone from what I'm aware is tier 6. So that's the lowest tier mix you could get for Black Zone, right? Or tier 5. I mean, it's not bad, but everything is distributed more. So instead of going to a specialized zone for chopping trees, and if you go to the mist, you're going to find less trees than just going to the forest, right? Just go to the forest, gather there, it's going to be faster, right? But due to there being a yellow zone version of this, I'm putting it higher because you're safer, but the black zone one is not good, it's not worth it. Though it has a decent chance of being enchanted, it's still not worth it. And it's going down to D tier. Tier 5 quality 6 black zone is by far the best thing to gather at all. Like, it's the best place to gather for fame. Okay, money, not so much. Not good for money, okay? There's no bonus for gathering it if you want money. Okay, but there is a bonus if you want fame. It's like 250%. And it's the tier 5, so everything respawns quickly, right? So just go there if you want to gather up quickly. Gather quickly, a lot of fame. It's the best place possible. I was able to max out my gathering in 8 hours for mining, okay, by going to the tier 5 black zone. Okay, it's just by far the best method. Okay, there are the hideouts, right? You can go into the outpost or the dens, smuggler dens. You can go to if you don't have a guild. There are outposts there, so it's still safe, kind of safe, safer than red zone, in my opinion. And plus, nobody really wants to go there due to it being a tier 5 zone. So it's due to it being way faster than everything, though it is more dangerous. It doesn't matter. It's 8 hours. It's more than double the tier 4 blue zone. And it's going in S tier. Okay, now it's every tier of black zone. Any tier black zone is good, relatively. Like, the closer you get to tier 5, quality 6, black zone, the better it is. But if you don't want to go that far, because the only way to get to quality 6 is going to the center of the map, right? So if you don't want to go there, any black zone is good. Just don't go to like the quality 2, tier 8 black zone, which you can gather if you're trying to level up gathering, right? So just don't go there. Go to like one of the lower tiers, like quality 4, tier 5 is still good. Right now it's good at quality 6, but quality 4 is still good. You can gather there, right? If you find a good spot, and if it's a good like map, you could gather there. So it's good, not very safe, but well, it's safe depending on your guild, right? And that's why I'm putting it in A tier. You could max out your gathering in like 12 hours inside the black zone. Like any generalized black zone, probably 12 hours to 16 hours, just depending. And the final thing left is Avalonian roads. Avalonian roads are by far the worst thing you could do for leveling up gathering. Even though it has a 30% speed increase for gathering, that's good if you're trying to make money and have every tool maxed out. But if you're trying to level it up, a specific tool is not good. Because there's a 20% of finding an area that's specialized in the thing you want, right? And even then, if it's one of the small sections, there's probably only going to be like 4 or 5 nodes of that, right? And hope it's not gathered, right? And hope it's a tier that you can gather quickly enough for it to be worth it. And it's going to take like 10 minutes to just run there, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to run there, run to another portal. It's not worth it. It'll probably take you 100 hours to max out your gathering during this method. I've tried to do this method before, which doesn't work. It took me 30 minutes to get 3% of my tier 6 gathering. Instead of when I was trying to record this clip, right? It's too long. It's not worth it. It'll take you 100 or more hours, depending on your luck. Okay, if you have an entire guild with you that can scout out every single area for you, then it could hypothetically be better than tier 5 quality 6 black zone. If you're like, oh yeah, I found a tier 4 enchanted 3 node, right? Aspect, right? The giant one, 4.3, and your guild lets you gather that like 5 times. Sure, boom, you did it. But that's only you, and that's not everybody. And in general, you shouldn't be trying to level up your fame here. Money-wise, you could probably get 2 million per hour for every tool maxed out gathering here. Otherwise, just don't do it. it's going in F tier. Never do it. Don't try to gather here. It's just don't do it. It's by far the worst possible method to level gathering. That's it for this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below about the next video I should make. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be about Albion. It could be like Marvel Rivals or something else, right? So leave a comment on what I should make next, and have a great rest of your day.